If you'd like online business explained to you in a way that you can actually understand, go to latenightim.com/explain. It's completely free, and I made it just for you. Now, how about an episode? Episode 139.
Late Night Internet Marketing.
This week on the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast, we talk about how to create amazing content even when you have no idea what to say. All this and more on the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast.
The Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast.
You've been working for somebody else, but you want a business to run yourself. You want to know how to start, where to begin. Can you get out your comfort zone, my friend? Yes, you can do it right when it's late at night. At the end of the day, your dreams burning inside. So keep it up and you will find that you're building your business one night at a time.
And now, broadcasting late at night from a little studio in the big state of Texas, your host, Mark Mason.
Hey, everyone. I am Mark Mason, and this is the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast, where we talk all about how you can build your amazing, unbelievably successful internet business one night at a time. I hope you're having a fantastic week. I've got a lot of stuff going on again this week. It's just been crazy busy, and that's the way we roll here at the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast, so that makes me happy. And one of the things that I have been spending some time on and really enjoying is the Facebook group, the private Facebook group that we set up just for listeners of the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast. I love it because it's kind of a small group. We hang out, it's super cool. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, I definitely recommend you come find us over at latenightim.com/FB group. So one of the things that's really cool about it is it feels more like a mastermind. So if you've ever been in one of these big Facebook groups where you just felt like it was just a sea of people and you were lost in that sea of people, this isn't like that, at least right now. In fact, I wanted to give a shout out to Colin Kinsella. He was our 150th member. So that's really exciting. So it's super small and lots of engagement in there, really cool. And I've been able to jump in and chime in and talk to people about what's going on, and I'm really enjoying that. And I would love to see you there. So if you're interested in getting more connected with me and with this community around late night internet marketing, please come on over and join us at latenightim.com/FB group. Hit that ask to join button and I'll approve your request within, 12 hours or something like that, depending on when I see it, and you'll be good to go. And it's fun. So we'd love to see you there. One of the things we've been talking about on a daily basis in the Facebook group is this product creation masterclass. Now, you'll remember 3 or 4 weeks ago, I talked about the fact that ConvertKit was going through a lesson per day of 4 weeks. And after that, you'd have everything you needed to launch your product. The rate of that information that's coming out of ConvertKit is blistering. It's a blistering pace, but we're taking the time every day to talk about the lesson that's out there. And I'm doing my best to keep up with that. I'm doing a small little product on kind of a beginner's guide to search engine optimization. I get a lot of requests for that. I'm doing it on the Teachable platform, and I've made quite a bit of progress on that. And hopefully that'll be coming out in May, at the end of May. And we'll get that launched and out to you. And members of the Facebook group will be in the beta test of that, and they'll get a very, 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 very good deal on the first copy of that as we improve that and make it ready for prime time and release to the general public. So if you're interested in that, that's another reason to be in the Facebook group. As a matter of fact, if you want to help me with that, I'm interested in incorporating your questions. Yeah, that's right, you. I'm talking to you, your questions about SEO, search engine optimization, in that course, no matter how silly you think the question is. As a matter of fact, those are the best questions because this is a course that's going to be targeted at people who really don't even know where to start with search engine optimization. I want to get them bootstrapped and up and really teach them everything that they need to know to have success with search engine optimization. So you can help me by going to latenightim.com/SEO survey. That's latenightim.com/SEO survey. And if you will do that and fill out that 3-minute survey, that would help me a lot. And that will also get you entered to win a free copy of the course if you'd like, and some other stuff like that. So please go over and check that out, latenightim.com/SEO survey. And I've been doing the Facebook Live thing over there in the private group. In fact, I recently got some software that was recommended to me by my buddy Leslie Samuel called Live Leap. So you can find that over at liveleap.com, or you can use my affiliate link if you're interested at latenightim.com/Live Leap. And what Live Leap does is whenever I go live on my Late Night IM fan page, it broadcasts the fact that I'm live all over the internet. It tweets it out to Twitter. It syndicates the broadcast in other channels, like in the Facebook group, in the private Facebook group, and on other channels. And it's really cool because I can go live in one place and have it shown in a bunch of other places. So that's a really neat feature. Again, that's latenightim.com/Live Leap. Thanks so much to Leslie for showing me that. If you guys don't know Leslie, he's over at becomeablogger.com, and I'm going to tell you a little secret about Leslie. No one knows this, so don't tell anyone, okay? It's going to be our secret. He's got this blogging course membership area over at becomeablogger.com where he teaches people to create a blog and change the world. Basically, that's his mantra. You want to change the world? Let's build a blog. And it's a super cool thing, and it's incredibly affordable, and he's about to open it up again. It's been closed for a long time, and he's going to open it up again one last time at a very, very shockingly, ridiculously low price. And I hear he's doing that this week. So if you're interested in being in a mastermind community that's about blogging, that has a tremendous amount of content archived in it and new content coming every month, I would definitely recommend you go over to becomeablogger.com and check out Leslie. No affiliate link there. Leslie's a friend of mine. If you get over there and see Leslie, tell him I said hi. He's an awesome guy. He's in my mastermind group, as you guys know. And so go check it out. Becomeablogger.com.
It's time to get to work building your internet business. One night at a time.
One night at a time.
Okay, so I wanted to talk to you this week about this thing that happens when you're a content creator, and that is that you've got content to create and you have no idea what in the world you're going to talk about. Now, this happens when you are in a situation where you're a blogger, like we were just talking about. Podcasters have this problem. People who are shooting video have this problem. It's time to release an episode or a blog post, and you don't know what you're going to say. And that's a real challenge. And, you know, that is one of the things that shuts down enthusiastic bloggers and podcasters. They're all enthusiastic. They crank up their blog. They beautify their theme. They get everything going. And then they kind of run out of steam, and they're not quite sure why. But one of the reasons why is they have this obstacle of deciding exactly what they want to talk about. Now, if you're going to be smart about what it is you're going to talk about, you're going to have something like a content editorial calendar that describes exactly what you're going to talk about throughout the year is the best way to do it. And it does that strategically. And one of the best things I'm going to talk about Leslie here again for a second. One of the best things I've ever seen is this free content calendar that Leslie gives away over on his blog on becomeablogger.com. So if you go over to becomeablogger.com, there's this giant picture of Leslie on the header page at the very top, where Leslie's pointing to the screen. Looks like it maybe at Social Media Marketing World. And I'm sure the audience is laughing or smiling really big anyway, because whenever Leslie's on stage, he sets the whole place on fire, right? So I can remember this talk. He had everybody fired up. But if you look at the Leslie Tell Me More button, if you mash on that button, one of the things that you get is this blog content calendar spreadsheet. This is actually a brilliant thing that Leslie has done, where he helps you for an entire 52-week period break down the things that you want to talk about sort of over the course of the year in themes by quarters and themes by month, and then week by week exactly what you want to talk about. And that's really awesome. That's a very good way to do it. But one of the challenges that you get down to is when it comes down to this idea, well, I know I want to talk about affiliate marketing this week, but I'm not really sure exactly what to put in this for the title of this thing, because I don't know exactly. I need an idea for a specific topic. So Leslie's got this great thing and this calendar that you should be using so that you can be organized, or you can be maybe more like I am sometimes, and you can just sit down at the keyboard and you want to write something, but you don't know what you want to write. That's not recommended. Do it the way Leslie does it. Don't do it the way I do it. But when you're in this situation, you need to know what to write. Sometimes it helps if you can have a killer blog post title to inspire you. So one of the most awesome things that I've ever seen for this sort of problem is something called a headline generator for blog post content. And you just enter your subject and hit the amaze me button or whatever, and it will give you ideas for what you can write about. And you just keep mashing the button until you find something. And so my very favorite one that was shown to me some time ago by Ray Edwards, another good friend of mine, is the Portent content idea generator at portent.com. So if you go to portent.com, portent.com, and click on the tools link, you'll find it there. It's free to use. It's really fantastic. And I will have a link in the show notes to this item at latenightim.com/139. But you go there and you just put in the topic. So let's say we want to talk about affiliate marketing. Now you hit return, and the first blog topic that comes up is 17 ways to become the Macgyver of affiliate marketing. I love that. I used to love that show. It's back. I haven't watched the new one, but Macgyver is this guy who can solve a problem using duct tape and coat hangers. Like the world's about to end and the bomb's about to go off, and all Macgyver needs is a duct tape and a pocket knife, and he can do that and fix everything. It's funny. These are pretty sophisticated because there's these call-out boxes in here, and it says, or Macgruber. Macgruber was the Saturday Night Live spoof off of Macgyver. So if you're driving and you've seen the Macgruber stuff on Saturday Night Live, you're probably laughing. Please be careful and don't crash, because that was really funny. You can use this to generate ideas. So maybe you don't have 17 ways and you only have 7. That's okay. This is basically a blog post title that talks about 7 cool tricks or 17 cool tricks. Here's another one. 17 things Spock would say about affiliate marketing. I really love this one, especially because I'm a huge Star Trek fan. In fact, my 8-year-old daughter is gotten into Star Trek, and we are currently in the process of watching every episode of Star Trek The Next Generation from front to back. So we're in season 3 right now, and she's digging that at the ripe old age of 8. That's been kind of fun. How affiliate marketing can make you sick. Well, I don't know. Affiliate marketing can really make you sick, so maybe I wouldn't like that one. Why our world would end if affiliate marketing disappeared. 15 ways knowing about affiliate marketing will land you in jail. Now, this is actually a good blog post because you can imagine that I might write an article about all the ways, and maybe there aren't 15, but all the legal mistakes that affiliate marketers might make, FTC violations or failing to keep their finances straight, like we talked about several episodes ago, those sorts of things, copyright violations, stealing images from the wrong place, that sort of thing. That'd be a great blog post. How about how to fight Lex Luthor using only affiliate marketing? That's awesome. I mean, that's really cool stuff. So I love Portent's content idea generator. I think it's really good because it will inspire you to write helpful content using headlines that are really attention grabbing. That will help you with your social media exposure when you go to share these posts, but it will also inspire you to create really helpful content for your readers, and I really like that. And you might say, well, Mark, that's fine. That's the title, but the title is only a tiny, tiny percent of the battle. And yeah, I get that. Although if you don't have an idea or a title, it's 100% of the battle when that's where you are, right? If you're sitting there looking at a blank WordPress screen or Word document, then the title is everything. But sure, once you got the title, you got a lot of work to do. And, one of the things that I often muse about is this idea of, well, is there a formula for writing blog posts that where you can kind of systemize it? And my favorite thinker on this topic, or the best article, the one that I like the most on this topic, is an article from Michael Hyatt. And he wrote it years ago. I can't even remember when, but basically he wrote this article, and I'll link to it in the show notes, called An Anatomy of an Effective Blog Post. And in this article, he talks about all the things that he uses as what he calls an effective blog post template. And it's interesting because he talks about just 6 things that he has in every blog post. And I thought we could talk about these 6 things, and I'll link to Michael's article in the show notes and see how they apply to us as affiliate marketers. So the first thing he talks about is a compelling title, and we just talked about that. And I think you should think of your title of your blog post as a headline. That's why I like the Portent content generator, because it's sassy. It creates ideas that catch people's attention. I think if you use good copywriting techniques, you're going to also want to deliver value, describe a benefit or what value you're going to be delivering in the blog post at the same time. I don't think there's any reason you can't do both of those at the same time, but you're going to want a compelling headline, something that makes people want to read what's below. And then once you get that opt-in, that optical, that eyeball opt-in where someone sees a headline and decides to read the first paragraph, you really need to nail what Michael calls the lead paragraph. You need to capture their attention either with storytelling or something that really gives them a reason to want to read the remainder of the article and builds trust that basically if they invest in the rest of this article, that is going to be worth their time. Michael also talks about the third thing being a relevant image. Now, I used to use iStock Photo years ago. They got too expensive for me and the value that I felt like they were delivering. Occasionally, I still use iStock Photo when I need a truly superior image that is exactly what I want. But what I use now is something called Deposit Photos at depositphotos.com. It's very affordable. And if you'll watch AppSumo will periodically have deals, incredibly good deals that allow you to pay way less than $1 per image. They'll send out a coupon that will allow you to buy deposit photos in bulk ahead of time. So you prepay for a bunch of images and then you can use them over time. And I do that. And every time that coupon comes out, I restock deposit photos. I really like them a lot. So once you've got this great paragraph and a great image, Michael talks about item 4, which is to relate your personal experience. I think this is really important. And here's why. Almost anybody can make a list that is the 17 things, 17 ways vitamins help you survive whatever. or 17 sales techniques for affiliate marketing. Almost everyone can cruise around the internet and take snippets and ideas from other people's blog posts and collect them up. That's just curating content, and that's very useful, but that's not unique. The one thing that you have, your unfair competitive advantage, whether you're a podcaster or a blogger or someone who's offering a course, is that you're the one who's offering it. It's you. And even though there are billions of people on the planet, there are some people that you need to go find that will uniquely be helped by you. There's something about you, the way that you talk, the way that you present ideas, the way that your past experience overlays onto their past experience and they identify with you, the way that you talk, or the fact that you have the same kind of accent that they have, or whatever it is. There are things about you that are unique to you that uniquely enable you to help people, a specific set of people. And you need to go find those people. And one way that you leverage this advantage that you have, that there are people that are uniquely matched to your message, is to share, open up and share the personal pieces that relate to what it is that you're talking about, so that people that would naturally identify you will have that opportunity. I think that's super important. Then, of course, Michael talks about the main body. And by the way, that personal experience can be a story about something that's relevant. You know, you're talking about 17 tips for affiliate marketing, and the story is about how one time you did this goofy thing on an affiliate website that you had. You know, whatever the story is, or how you and your daughter watch Star Trek, whatever it is, you relate some of your personal experience in the story. The fifth thing that Michael mentions is that you're going to want to have a great main body, because everything prior to this has been the introduction, and it needs to be compelling, and you want it to draw people into the main body. But this is where the meat is. All the stuff above this is sizzle, which is super critical to get people to the table. But now you need to deliver the steak, and you want to spend an amount of time writing something that's really helpful. But be careful here. Don't write a master's thesis on this topic. Don't create a giant wall of text. You know, we're going to build a wall, make blogging great again. Don't do that. Make it small, bite-sized stuff. Understand that people are skimming your content, especially in the main body of the content. Make sure that the key points are there and in subheadings so that they can skim the content easily. Put things in the subheadings that catch attention and will stop their eyeball, like numbers are famous for this. You know, if you have numbers in your titles, a lot of times that will stop people's eyeballs and cause them to read whatever's there. And make sure your paragraphs aren't more than 3 or 4 sentences long each, because you want people to have enough white space so they're not overwhelmed and get this too long, didn't read sort of feeling with your post. So keep it looking nice. Don't make your main body a treatise. If you feel like you've got 10,000 words to write, that's fine. Write a series of 10 blog posts. Don't do it all in one blog post. And then finally, Michael suggests that you want to end this post with a discussion question. So he talks about the fact that you want to create a conversation. I think this is it used to be more relevant than it is now. In general, people comment on blogs far less than they used to, but I still think it's a good idea because it's inviting to people. And I think you want to seem approachable. And one of the best ways to seem approachable is to actually ask people what they think. This is true in life. It's true at cocktail parties, and it's also true on your blog. You're going to want to find out what people think about stuff and actually demonstrate somehow that you care about their opinion, which would be by replying to their comment if they actually leave one. Now, one thing Michael does say in this article that I don't agree with is that he recommends that you make the posts short. I do agree that you don't want them to be super long, like we just talked about, but he's talking about a target of 500 words. And of course, this is a relatively old blog post that he's written here. I think you need to be targeting more around 1,000. We know that if you want these posts to rank in search, you're going to need a little more meat behind them, because Google, fairly or unfairly, is making some judgment about the quality of your content based on its length. And in my opinion, from an SEO standpoint, 500 words is just too short. Now, of course, Michael Hyatt, with the amount of traffic and the authority his blog has, he has latitude to do a lot of things that you're not going to have latitude to do. And Google's going to give a site with high domain authority the benefit of the doubt in these cases. But if you're just getting started and you don't have the domain authority of michaelhyatt.com, I certainly recommend that you lean towards the little bit longer side, head towards 1,000 or 1,200 words on your blog posts. That will really help you with your search engine optimization. Now, another thing that Michael says in this blog post that I emphatically agree with is that you need to link internally to your other content. And even to the point that I would say, I wouldn't hesitate to go out of your way just a little bit to make a reference in the article so that you can link to your content. I think you should strive to have 4 links in every article, 2 links to your internal content that take people to useful, very relevant stuff in your content that will keep them on your site. And then 2 less important, less relevant, less enticing links to external authority content. So, for example, one of the really good things that you can do in an article is if you've got a word that where the definition may not be clear, you can link to WebMD or Wikipedia or whatever's appropriate for the definition of that word. Most readers aren't going to click that, but from an SEO standpoint, Google is expecting good content to use references. And basically what you're doing there by showing that you're referencing legitimate authorities in whatever niche you're writing in is you're signaling to Google that you're for real too, because you're relying on these authority sites to back up the claims that whatever you're writing about in your blog post. So definitely recommend those 4 links per article, 2 to your own content to keep people on your site, very prominent. Maybe you underline an entire phrase and link to an old blog post that helps people understand what you're talking about there. And 2 kind of smaller, less prominent links that link externally to your blog and point to authority content. Think WebMD, Wikipedia, and other major sources of news and information in your niche. All right, I hope that was helpful. So you should be able to write some amazing content this week. I would love to see you over in the Facebook group. In fact, here's a challenge for you. Go join the private Facebook group and then go find the coolest blog post title that you can find on the Portent blog post title generator, content title generator, and post it in the Facebook group, and we'll see who can come up with the most interesting title. That'd be really fun. Whatever reason you come over, we'd love to see you there. It's a great group of guys and gals over there at latenightim.com/FB group. We'll see you there.
You can do it right when it's late at night.
You've been listening to the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast.
Be sure to visit latenightpodcast.com today to leave feedback for Mark. Download special bonus content, access the show notes, and more. See you there.
Until then, go and make some great progress on your internet business. One night at a time.
One night at a time.
Yeah, I really love Michael Hyatt. So I've gotten to meet him on several occasions. And I got to meet his wife, Gail, too. She's even cooler than Michael in some ways. Don't tell him I said that. You can tell Gail, though. She'll like that. I've had the pleasure of introducing Michael at some conferences, talking to him in the hallway and stuff like that. I moderated a panel that he was on at one point. And he is the most wonderful man. I mean, I tell you, for all his fame and notoriety, he just is the most down-to-earth, wonderful guy to talk to. And one of these guys that just, when he's talking to you, he makes you feel like you're the only guy in a room. I mean, you might be in a room with 500 people standing in line to talk to Michael, but when Michael Hyatt's talking to you, he's talking to you. And it's really cool. Neat guy. But what I like more than that is the quality of his content. And so I definitely recommend that you go check out michaelhyatt.com. If you haven't seen that before, it's a pretty cool website that will help you be more effective at whatever it is that you're doing. And we'll talk to you next week. I'm continuing to make a lot of progress on drop shipping, on courses. Things are going great. It feels slow sometimes, but when I look at everything that's getting done, I'm really happy with it. So I'm going to get back to work now. It's a little bit after midnight here in Dallas, and I still have a lot of work to do. Ciao.
Late night internet marketing.
Hey, it's Mark again. I wanted to tell you one more time about this absolutely free resource that I have for helping people who are trying to get the big picture for internet marketing, actually get started and understand what all their choices are. If that's not you, there's no more content. You can skip to the end. But if you're someone who came to this podcast because you're searching for how to get started online and you just can't cut through all the noise, I get it. That was me. In 2007, when I was trying to get started, there were so many people throwing offers at me that I really couldn't even understand what all the different business models were. I couldn't understand how money moved around on the internet, and I couldn't really get a grip on what direction I wanted to go in so I could figure out how to move forward. I've created a free video resource for you just for that purpose at latenightim.com/explain. In several short videos, I just explained to you what internet marketing is all about and what online business is all about and the different options that you have for starting an online business. There's nothing to buy there. You just sign up for access and you get the videos just like that. So if that's interesting to you, or if you know someone who's in a same situation, send them that link, latenightim.com/explain. And let me know what you think. I'd love to hear what people are thinking that are in the exact same position that I was in more than a decade ago in 2007. In some ways, it seems like yesterday. And in some ways, it seems like an entire lifetime ago. Again, that's latenightim.com/explain.
Late night internet marketing.